Hi everybody, welcome back to the bench. Today I've got this SCT48. In the last video that I did for the build, I said that I was going to go out and give it a rip and see how it did and maybe record. But what I didn't pay any attention to was the front end. When after I built it, the dog bones don't quite plunge into the outdrive cups as much as they should. I think what I'm going to do is, since we're using buggy arms, buggy outdrives, obviously these are truggy shocks, but everything else is buggy on the front end and the rear end. What I'm going to try to do is to swap the A and B blocks out. I think that if I bring the arms in to the car some more, that'll bring the outdrives into the diff cup a little bit better. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to take most of this front end apart. I'm going to take the B block off of this guy. I've got a couple of A blocks set in here that I can use for the front. And yeah, I think let's just dive right in and see how we do. Like I said, I'm mostly going to take this front end apart. Let me go ahead and get the B block off of this guy first. And what do we need? We need some tools. Right? This chassis is old, and it was off a EB48 2.1 that I bought quite a while ago. I think this was like my second car. And you can see the chassis is pretty beat up and it's almost completely flat. And then I think we just need to take these two screws out of the steering top plate, and that'll get us free. And this car will be pretty well parted out. Oopsie, I'll lose that. That should free it, right? Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, you can see this chassis plate is almost flat right here. Yeah. Not much left of this rig, huh? So we just need to take the B block off of this guy and figure out later how we're going to have to modify it to fit on this chassis plate. And we can set this gearbox aside. A little messy. All right, so we've got our blocks Looks like we're gonna need some more pills. Not a big deal. I got those. Yeah, we have pills. We can deal with that. Let's take the front end off of this guy. Take these two screws out. Okay. And there's two screws on the bottom. What just fell? Oh, that was a bit of the CBD that I was trying out. That didn't work. Come on. Let's turn the clutch up. Okay. Ah. Right. Bumper off. I'm gonna have to take the whole block off since we're gonna change the B block out, and I need to figure out how to make this all fit. Might get a little tricky. Let's see. Oh yeah, there goes my block. I guess I could just take the whole front end off like I did the other one. Go. Let's see. Can we free the? Yeah, we'll take the steering links off. I don't know why I'm gonna get it that side with a driver instead of a nut, but we'll figure it out eventually. Then I want to try to capture all my bump steer washers when I take it off. Yep, like that. Is this stripped down and it won't turn? I have to look at that one. All right. Set this over here. Go to work on this. So it looks like I can just take this block off and maybe put the B block from the buggy right on, but let's see how it fits on the chassis or not. So it should sit like here. Actually, it looks like it'll sit on the chassis plate okay. I'm gonna lose a light. Do this. Ooh, I didn't know I had all these light modes on here. RGB, ECT. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, let's see if we can do this. We take that block off, put this block on, and it looks like the legs of it are the same width, so that works out nicely. Let's swap these pills out before we forget. We could trash these. Need some center dot. All right. No center dots there. Center. Okay. Let's take the other one off. And I think we just put this back on. I can put the A block back on. And Bob's your uncle. Maybe. You might have to trim down some of the A block. Let's see how that goes. Okay. All right, now we need an A block. Okay, this one's 2 dots up. That'll do. I need a washer bearing set up here. Yeah. I lost the other bearing. I should have another somewhere. Maybe. Maybe not. Might just have to stack some washers. That's not a big deal either. Actually, I could use this countersunk. Yeah, totally. Does that almost work? It could use another washer. That one is spot on. This one, this right side could use another washer. Okay. Just need an M4. Perfect. Now I'll just put this screw here for now, just to hold it in place until I put the front bumper back on. Now, I guess the question is, what are we going to do for our outdrives? Let's see. We have some CVDs. The universal, another universal. This one, I'm afraid, has a bearing stuck on it. I don't know how to get that off exactly yet. What's the way? I put some penetrating oil on it. Maybe heat is next. Yeah. Let's try heat. Let's try some heat. That's impossible to come off. What's a way? What's a way to get this off? Will that fit? No. I mean, it seems to me like if I could get some way to hold that within the cup, that's hot. I could pop it out that way. It's like if I had some way to... Ooh, this could work. And then I could just sort of beat on it from above, perhaps. Yeah, totally. That worked. This bearing is trash. All right, let's see if I can make this not stick the next time. I think just dirt got in there, you know, and just bound it up. Okay. We're gonna need some bearings. These will not do. And neither will those spacers. There's spacers in here that need to come out. I was trying a bunch of different things. Different drive shafts, different outdrives, spindles, you name it. I was trying to figure out if there was some way that I could get the outdrives and into the cups the right way without having to come and do the blocks. Obviously it didn't turn out that well. And I still needed to do the blocks, but here we are. You know, and something else is I can bring these droop screws back in, because I was also using the droop screws as like a way to try to bring the arms up to keep the dog bones in the cups. Obviously that didn't work either. All right. So bearings. I think these are the right ones. You know? The last of those, sadly. Have to get some more. All right. I guess we can take this dog bone, this outdrive out. Yeah, I did some screwy stuff to try to make this one work, and like it involved a lot of shims, clearly. Got a little container for those somewhere. Yeah. Oh no, making a mess of shims. Okay. Shims. Yeah, so this was one attempt. These are actually Mugen CVDs. They ended up being a little bit too long on the outdrive part, and I needed to shim the stuff out to get it to go. But yeah, still wasn't long enough for the car. So we'll try these instead. Let me back that spacer out of there. There. That bearing should press all the way in. There it goes. And we have our outdrive. Leave that there for now. Put this pin back in. See if it worked. Okay. Oh yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. I'll show you. All right. So what I'm looking at is before these outdrive dog bones would kind of sit right here, which is not inside of the realm of safe operation. Basically, anytime I hit the throttle or the gas, it would pop out like that, and then I'd be, lost. So if you look on this side now with the shorter blocks, the pin is all the way into the cup now, and I don't need to worry about that coming out even at full droop. Nice. Good. So that fixes that side. Let's do the other one, and then we can figure out how to get it on the car. And hopefully I won't have to do any modification here to get the pieces to mate, but we'll see. Right? We shall see. All right. So this bearing goes here. Where's my other hex? Ah. And need another drive pin. Well, what did I do with the other drive pin? For the hex? I have some here. That's probably what I did with it. Tighten this guy down. If I can get to it. Oh my goodness. There it is. Yep, that'll work. And I just need to put the front end back on the car. Should be good to go. All right. Now, will it go on the car without doing modification? Let's find out. Let's see, I need some pliers so I can get at the dog bone for the front. Okay, that looks good. Let me put a screw in it to hold it together, and we can see what she looks like. Go with the ones that hold the steering plate. I also noticed that I forgot a screw. I think it might need to be longer than this one, but I'll try it. No, it's okay. No, it's not long enough. Never mind. We need a longer screw for that. Maybe that one will do. Let's try that one. I'll also put a little dab of some CA glue. In case those threads in the plate there are a little stripped out. Plus, CA glue will hold everything together. Like that. So, if we look at the bottom, how does it look? Looks like these sit up off of the deck, but that's okay. I mean, it looks okay. Yeah, let me take this screw out. We'll put the bumper back on. Actually, you know what? Wait. What do I do with my 2mm driver? I keep putting stuff down and forgetting where I put it. Like, I only work right here. This shouldn't be difficult. Just leave my stuff right here. Why can't I find it? So dumb. So dumb. I don't understand. What did I do with it? There's a 5.5 box, 2.5 driver. Where did I put my 2? Here. Oh. All right. So we'll put these 2 screws in, then I'll put the bumper and skid plate assembly back on. Okay. Oopsie. That was the screw I need. Oops. Why? Just stay there for now, please. Does that screw not want to grab? It looks like that A block actually might put the block up a little bit higher than the chassis plate, which might cause some trouble with this, but since it's plastic, I'm not too worried about it. We'll see right now, actually. No. Why is that again? Stay there, please. Thank you. Ah. There we go. It doesn't want to start. Why not? Looks like that one will go. Let me go back to my electric. Okay. Oopsie. Okay. What else do we need to do? Those last two in the front. Okay. Now, if we get the steering hook back up, we should be good to go. Maybe. I say that, but I said that before, and we're still here. So, you know. Guess we'll see. Oh my goodness. All right, now I can tighten these for realsies. Okay. Now we should be able to just put the wheels back on and send it. What do you think? Excuse me. One thing I want to do is a little calibration on the speed controller before we go. I did some learning on these Oxide ESCs relatively recently on my own car, and it turns out you have to make some changes here. I'll kind of show you what it looks like. Let's see. It says positive, negative. So when we turn it on, it says 74, 75 for the temperatures, which is actually correct. That's what it should be. It's about 75 degrees in here. Sometimes you have to calibrate these things, but I'll run it and see. My e-buggy, I put an Oxide in, and I had to calibrate the temperature settings because the car kept thermaling, and you know, it wouldn't finish a pack without shutting off. So in the end, I had to change how the ESC thinks about temperatures, and that resolved that issue. But it looks like this one might be okay right out of the box. I'll give it a rip and we'll see. All right. Did we see anything else we forgot? Put it on the deck and see. I worry about these springs. I think they're probably way too strong, but it is what it is. Another thing is that this camber is jacked. I have a camber gauge somewhere. And I have a wrench somewhere. We want to give it like 2, and that's like positive 4. Let's see. So we want to shorten this link. I think toward the front of the car. I can't recall. We'll find out in a second. Looks like it. Yes. That looks better. Really close. Spot on. That needs some work. Spot on. Now, looks like we got some toe in the front, and that's not helpful, so let's shorten these steering links. Actually, what I'll do is throw my radio on and center everything. Just have this in the monster truck spot for now. Oh yeah, look at that. After I adjust this toe, I'm going to have to adjust camber again. I'm just eyeballing toe here. Looks pretty good. And camber again. Yeah, it's way off now. Two. Getting closer. After that. Good toe. Check the camera on this side. Yeah, looks good, looks good. Let's check the back. We don't need the car on for that. That's a little bit more than 2 degrees. That's 2 degrees. Sweet. All right. Well, let's give it a check on the bench, see what we got. We have steering. We have drive. Yes. All right. Well, I'm going to go give a rip. Wish me luck. I'll see you guys in the next video.